Bat Force Radio.
BatForce Radio is rated M for mature, or should that be immature?
All right, welcome to Grumps and Gramps, a new show for the BatForce Radio Network. We're going to concentrate on the FigLife. My name is Grandpa Batman. You can call me Gramps. We've also got Mr. Grumps, the OG.
From NYC.
Yeah, the OG collector from Tribeca. And then we got the Dope Night Dunk. Everything Batman 219.
Dope Nation.
So, yeah. So
yeah, I'm a member of Dope Nation.
Here on the Grumps and Gramps show, we're going to be talking about that FigLife, and we do a lot of talking about the comics, and we love talking with creators on BatForce Radio stuff, but we also kind of want to branch out a little bit and talk about things that we collect. These comics drive us to collect all these action figures and statues,
yes,
and it's ongoing. And here lately, it's just exploding, and you can never keep up. They've always got something new coming out, and it really, it's a lifestyle, just like the Dope Night, everything Batman says all the time.
Yeah.
So here. Recently, with SDCC having the con at home, it's a great time because there's a lot of new reveals that are announced at this time, and this is usually when collectors' pocketbook get tight and everything gets on pre-order. So let's talk about some of the things that we saw come out this last week with the new releases.
Well, first of all, I mean, speaking of being tight and everything, like we had the whole pandemic, which interrupted 4 or 5 months of people's lives, and that pushed a lot of the collectible releases back until the last, I guess, 4 or 5 weeks in the summertime. And so you have like you said, a bunch of new shit, previews coming out now, and you also have the old shit that's being released, and it's like man, it's been like a double whammy recently for the.
I tell you what, boxes arrive on my doorstep, like about every other day. My wife is like, "What is this? What is this?" I'm like, babe, I ordered that a year ago. I ordered that 6 months ago. It's just, it's just now arriving. Some of that's true. Some of that's man.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do, man.
You got to do what you got to do. But some of that is true. Babe,
Yeah.
I love you if you're watching. But yeah, it's just like, God bless these mail delivery workers, because that's really about the only thing that's been keeping me sane.
I know, me too. I've been working from home for the longest, so yeah. I get these Mezco Toys boxes. It has that black and white tape on the outside. And I'm standing there in the doorway, and I don't want to reveal my age, but God, I'm standing there waiting for my toy, and here comes the mailman. Poor
it's like
bastard is in the heat and everything. I'm like, give me my toy.
Give me, I just want it. It's like when I see that FedEx or that UPS truck drive by and they don't stop at my place. I get the biggest FOMO. I'm like, oh.
Not today, Grams.
Yeah.
Well, like I have one of those like light bulb cameras on my front door.
Yeah.
And like anytime there's any activity, like my phone sends me a notification, and it's so freaking sensitive. It sucks. That's the first thing that sucks is so sensitive that it's like, oh, my American flag blew, and it's like, bing, and I'm like, damn it. But like I changed the sensitivity. But like a real time, I go on there and like when I'm expecting something, I'm legit looking at my phone, and it's like my live feed, and then it's like, oh crap, my package just showed up. And I'm fortunate enough where like I work 0.9 miles away from my house.
Wow.
So like the moment I see a package, I'm like, I'm on break. See you guys. And I guess to go home and pick it up because I'm like, if my wife sees it, she's gonna kill me. But yeah, like it's exciting when you get a package. It's exciting for us to like buy these things and just being able to afford it. Because when we were kids, you want something and it's like now, and it's like, all right, I got nothing else. I got nothing else to say. And now we're grown ass kids, and it's like, I got some extra spending money. Why not?
Sometimes, man, I wish somebody would tell me no. No.
Yeah. So let's kind of dive into that. Here we are. We're collectors now, but give us a little history. Grumps, when did you start collecting and why? What got you into this, I guess, hobby?
No, I mean, I'm definitely giving away my age. I go as far back as the old Mego figures, Mego, Super, and back then it was all the both DC and Marvel superheroes mixed together on on one display or card back or whatever, and that was from the 70s. So I had all of those, and they were at the time like $2 or $3.
Right.
So
good days.
Man,
and those were like 8-inch figures with like cloth.
Yeah, 8-inch, 7, 8-inch, something like that with the cloth. Really cool. All the cast of characters at the time, anyway. But yeah, I mean, my mom would get them for me. I would break them, and I don't know how many Batmans I had.
Yeah.
One time a dog bit off Batman's head. That was a tragedy, from what I understand. That's how I got started. So
yeah.
But I mean, man, for me, I went from that to I was, a kid when the first Star Wars movies, so I had those collectibles. And,
that's what kills me. My brothers and I, we had all the original Star Wars stuff, and I mean like all the major characters, vehicles, spaceships, all that stuff.
Yep.
And it just kills me to see what those are priced out and sell for now.
Yeah. Even opened and used, even.
I mean,
missing a leg.
I've gone back to my mom and dad's house, and I found some of those older figs now, but I don't want them now, but they still have them because the little grandkids play with them and stuff like that. But it's just like the stuff I see now, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And that's what got me into, toy collecting, I guess, is the Star Wars. Me and my brothers, we love Star Wars. And it was something that we could all play together with,
Yep.
My brother, he could be the good guys and he always made me be the bad guys. and then, and we could play together and we could share them all together. And then I remember when I got my first Superpowers Batman. Do you remember that figure?
Oh, yeah. I was looking at that today.
What?
Yeah, the one where you squeeze his leg and his arms do like this.
Yeah. Game changer.
Yeah. That was like what I thought, because, before that I had only grown up seeing like at my grandmother's house the Batman 66 TV series, which is campy and goofy. I love it now, but back then I was like, And then like, the Super Friends Saturday morning cartoons. And I didn't live close to any place that had like a lot of toys and collectibles and stuff like that. But when I got that Superpowers Batman, that was when I felt like, all right, this is my first legit looking Batman that in my mind kind of matched what Super Friends cartoons look like, and also kind of what some of the comics look like, and I loved it. I love those superpowers.
I don't think there was anything else at the time. I mean, I was like 10, 11 at that time.
Yeah.
But I don't think there was like now there's always a series of Batman in the store. I don't, that was it.
Yeah.
So,
What about you, Dunk? What got you hooked?
Oh man! All right, so I'm an '80s baby, born in '86. So when '89 came out, I was fucking 3.
Yeah.
But I remember like Batman Returns '92 when I got my first Batmobile that had like the rocket launchers on the side, and like you push the buttons and it launched. And I remember this is so cool, and I got stuck on vehicles. Like I was big on cars, so I remember I was collecting Hot Wheels, and I had like a Hot Wheels parking lot, and that happened. But I was also outside of figures and like Hot Wheels and all that. I was big on basketball cards.
Oh yeah.
And when it came to collecting, and I was, I'm 6'7". For those who don't know yet, that's why everyone calls me Dunk, 'cause I'm tall as a mofo. I was big on basketball.
I thought it was because you liked Oreos.
Yo, I like those too. But I used to collect basketball cards, and that was my first passion, was collecting basketball cards. And of course, in the Jordan era, why wouldn't you collect as many Jordan cards as you can? Right now, I have about 750 Jordan basketball cards.
Yo, why not?
That I still have from when I was a kid. But I also collected Simpsons stuff, Batman stuff, of course, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And my mom was like, "Why do you always collect these? You don't play with it." And I'm like, "Mom, they'll be worth something one day."
Oh, you were already thinking about that. You had
always
long-term plan.
Yeah, well, I didn't grow up with much money, so I was always like, I'll watch like these antique shows, right, on PBS, and it's like, man, this person hold on to something for 20 years, and now it's worth like $15,000. All right, let me hold on to these magazines and basketball cards and figures and stuff. But I actually like about Grumps, how long ago did we meet? About what, 4 years ago at this point? 3 years ago?
Yeah, something like that.
Most of my life I played basketball, and I didn't have time to collect or do anything because I just played sports all the time. And then I was just like, I stopped playing basketball, and I needed something. I needed a hobby. And I guess Jesus and I were working in the same company. He was like, "Oh, check out this comic shop." And I was like, "Oh, I fucking love Batman. Let's get back to this." And my wife messed up by buying me a couple of Batman tees and a couple of Batman figures. And then I was like, "Oh, there's pins. There's statues, there's comics. All right, let's get back into this." And so just like I'm still young again, but the last 3.5, 4 years, I just jumped back into it again. But like you can ask Grumps, I go in, I hunt.
It's funny, it's like you both of you guys mentioned Star Wars and Simpsons, and it's like, man, those are, I love Star Wars. Simpsons is awesome as well, but those are like bottomless pits, like especially Star Wars in terms of collecting. So I was like, I'm just gonna stick with Batman and just dive into that.
Same here.
The problem is that I have a lot of fandoms. I love, and it's hard when now all of a sudden they're making stuff for all of it, and I'm like, where do you draw the line? Star Wars is, like you said, a bottomless pit. Not only did they come out with like the new trilogy, but they're remaking a lot of the original trilogy and coming up with new figures. Hasbro's killing it in the Black Series. They're improving the likeness on the faces, and special editions are coming out, and I'm just like,
Grumps, they went back and remade the little ones.
Yeah.
Exactly the same, and re-released those.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Where the money's at? Why not?
Yeah. And then you've got all the Predator stuff coming out from next.
Oh my God.
Aliens, there's stuff that not just Batman, and then all the Batman stuff come out, and then all the Marvel Legends stuff come out. It's just like, oh my God, yeah.
Which that's a good segue because that's a great line, Marvel Legends.
Oh yeah, okay. So Marvel Legends, Hasbro just recently came out with some new releases for SDCC. Which ones were you most excited about?
The 3-pack with Psylocke, Nimrod, and Phantom X.
Yeah.
That was huge on the Rick Remender run of Uncanny X-Force.
Uh-huh.
And Psylocke, Phantom X were in that. I don't remember seeing Nimrod, but it looks like a cool figure.
I love the reveal for the Logan 2-pack.
Yeah, Professor X.
Professor X in the wheelchair and the Logan. Definitely going to grab that. And then I love the Old Man Logan and Old Man Hawkeye 2-pack that's coming out.
Yeah, but you might customize that Hawkeye, right? I don't know if we were talking about that.
Yeah, I've always been looking for some fig to make a DKR Old Man Ollie Queen.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So that one may be a good candidate for that, making that dream come true.
Yeah, I don't know, I've heard somebody else say another custom for that figure as well. Yeah, people are definitely looking at that one.
See,
as a custom.
What always happens is whenever I make a custom of something, bam, the real thing happens. It's like you wasted all your time and money.
Damn it.
And then bam, the real thing drops, and you're like, oh, well, okay.
You tried.
Yeah. And then what about that 4-pack with the Hellfire Club?
Oh man, I don't know. That's a tough one.
I'm really only interested in the two ladies.
Yeah.
Because the guys have that, old Victorian style outfits, kind of like what they have in the comics, but I don't really care about those guys.
That's a updated Emma Frost, like in a classic suit.
Yeah.
And the other female character, I'm not sure that there's a Jean Grey head. I think she was a Black Queen at some point. And then there's another female character head as well. I forget the character's name at the moment. But yeah, Sebastian Shaw and the other guy, what's his name? They're pretty cool too. I don't know. That's a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. So.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It just kind of shows you that just when you think they've released a lot of the characters already, they've always got more that they can pull out.
That's how they get us.
I'm waiting for that Armored Daredevil to be released. I think it's in September.
From Amazon, but people are getting it already.
I
haven't seen it.
I've been. It's like I really think sometimes that if you just throw it out to the universe and say what it is you want, it'll happen. And I've been begging for that Armored Daredevil for a long time, and lo and behold, maybe it worked. Who knows?
Well, if you're a Marvel fan, like, man, Hasbro takes care of you. They reach out to the fans. They have these Fan First Fridays. They do video chats. I mean,
you say they take care of you. Here it is. Today is August 1st, and a real shit show happened today with their G.I. Joe's classified secret missions wave.
Man,
you want to talk about that?
I had a secret mission.
I've never army built anything. Like, it's just, luckily I've always been fortunate to get what I want, but I'm gonna get one Batman and one Robin and whatever, and that's gonna be that. Man, with this one I was like, man, that'd be cool to have a couple of Cobra Troopers.
So yeah, they had what? They had
3
Cobra Troopers that looked really cool. They had Special Mission Roadblock.
Yeah.
Because they have a regular roadblock and then the special mission roadblock.
Kimbo Slice roadblock.
They have Baroness.
Yes, with the motorcycle.
with the motorcycle, and then there was a fourth one. The who was
Beachhead.
it? Beachhead, yeah.
Beachhead, yeah.
So at first they said that there was going to be an online sale on August 1st and in-store available on August 14th. And everyone's like, cool, cool, cool. Because I think like 2 weeks ago they had a pre-sale for Target. And these are Target exclusive only, which I good for Target, but bad for us because, you know, those exclusives like that all that means is that these are scalper exclusives.
Yeah.
So they did like a pre-order wave, and it literally sold out in seconds.
Yeah. I don't think it made it past a minute.
Those bots, man, those bots.
Yeah, and that's what's crazy, man. People are using bots to buy up figures like
that's still
like
happening.
like Ticketmaster concert tickets.
Mm-hmm.
And then within minutes, they're on eBay.
I hate that shit.
Yeah.
And then that's when Hasbro came out and said, "Oh, we're going to take care of you. You know, they're going to be available for sale online on the 1st, in stores the 14th." Everyone's like, "Cool, cool." I even confirmed that with my local Target, and they're like, "You know, we'll have it. It'll be on the shelf on the 14th." Awesome. Well, then this past week, Hasbro came out and flipped the dates.
Yeah.
They said that no, they're going to be available in store on the 1st and then order on the 14th. And so like this morning, this is Saturday the 1st, we're recording. I'm at my local Target at 7:30. I told my wife, "Hey, I got to run. I got to do this. It'll take me a little bit, and then I'll come home and we'll take care of the yard work on like we always do on the weekend." So I get to my store at 7:30, and I'm waiting. And then I see around 7:45, this other car pulls up kind of in front of me. And, you know, you're kind of sizing up who pulls up, you know, is this my competition?
Yep.
You know, whatever. And then a little old lady gets up and she gets in line in front of the doors because, you know, it's about 10 till 8. And this kid gets out of this car. And I say kid, he's probably in his early 20s. And he looks the type, and I'm like, yep, that's my competition. I know a collector when I see it. And he goes up and he gets in line behind her. And, you know, we have to keep our social distance. So I'm like, okay, I got to get out. I got to get it in line. So I'm standing there. And this lady is like Miss Chatty Cathy, man. She's just like, oh, my gosh, la, la, la. And she's like asking him what he's shopping for. And I'm like the type, like, if I don't know you and you're just some random person, don't talk to me. I don't need. I don't need to give you my life story, and I definitely don't want to hear yours. And it's early in the morning.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, I haven't had.
Probably long.
I haven't had my Starbucks. I'm not really awake, and I'm really not in a good mood. All I want is get my figs and get home before it gets hot. So she's talking to him, and he's like, "Oh, I'm a toy collector," and I'm like, "Radar, yep, I'm gonna have to like race this kid."
Yeah.
They opened the doors, and this kid was shorter than me, but I tell you what, man, he was like a fish through water. He got in that store, and he wasn't running, but you could tell I was watching him because I'm trying to walk. He had already had like a pre-planned path through the aisles for the shortest way back to the back of the store. I mean, he was like,
is that his first rodeo?
Yeah, no. And sure enough, I get to the aisle where they have the G.I. Joes, and he's already there, and they didn't have them. They weren't on the shelf. And I'm like, okay, that's not what all the social media stuff said. So I got a manager guy, and all the Target employees, all the information that they had was that nope, shelf date is 8/14, We're not going to sell these figs. So
How annoying is that?
Yeah, we were all disappointed. We left. I went home, mowed my lawn. Grumps, you had given me that website that has like an inventory check.
Yeah.
I just happened to check it because that the troops were showing all over the Dallas Metroplex being in stock in all these various stores. Well, I go back, I mow my lawn. It's about, I don't know, 10:30. I just happened to check that website. All the numbers are going down. My local shop going down. They reported 3 left, and I was like, they're selling these things. We were right. I just told my wife, I gotta go. And I got in my truck and I went up there. I walk in. I walk to the aisle, and there's a girl, an employee on the aisle. And I asked, hey, I was here this morning asking about the G.I. Joes. She's like, yeah, we just sold the last one.
Oh, what?
Yeah. I was like, and I'm wearing my mask and this hat. All she can see is my eyes, And I'm like, she's like, yeah, I mean, our manager checked with people were coming up to us, and my manager checked with corporate, and corporate said, yep, 8-1 is correct. They're good to sell.
No way.
I was like,
wait a minute. Don't tell me by me is happening the same thing. I'll be so pissed right now.
I was like, I want to talk to him. Actually, I wasn't even that nice. I was like, get him. I was like full nerd rage at this point. It was, looking back, it was a little embarrassing, but I was just like so frustrated, man. I was like, and this guy comes up, and he'd obviously had this talk 10 times that morning. And I was like, man, I was here at 8 o'clock and we were told different information. I know we've been given wrong information and all this stuff there. It's like two sides blaming it on each other.
That's worthy of a haymaker. I'm sorry.
And he's like, I get your frustration. I understand.
Shut up.
and he's like, I was like, I literally said this. I said, what can you do for me?
Nice.
Yeah, you have to.
And I was like, basically, I was like, okay, I know these are in stock in other places. Find one for me and have it held so I can go get. That's all I want. If you can find it and talk to another store, I'll be perfectly happy. And he gets on the phone, and then he tells the employee, hey, go back. I think I saw some other ones on the shelf too. And he goes back, or she goes back, and brings out all these other roadblocks that they should have had already on the shelf.
Yeah.
And he was like, here, you can buy one. We're limited to one just to be fair. And I was like, thank you. Sure, I'll take the roadblock. And he was being nice. He was being cool. And I was trying to be, keep my cool. But he could see steam coming out of my ears. And I was like, just find me one. And he found me one in a different store that was like 20 miles away. So I had, hey, I got one. I got one trooper and I got roadblock.
Okay.
So
nice.
My whole day was hunting these troopers. But here's the even more messed up thing. So I knew that the inventory, there were other ones in stock in other stores. So I went to another store thinking, okay, I'm going to double up and get another trooper.
Yeah.
Thinking they know the score now. They know it's live. No, they wouldn't do it. They were still holding on to, no, street date says 8/14. Manager won't release it, and we can't sell this. And I was like, every other store is selling this.
The whole week long. Yeah.
The whole week long. I was like, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to leave here, and you're going to realize I'm right. Yeah. And you're going to sell all 6 of them tonight. And he's like, well, I'm sorry, I can't do anything about it. I was like, I'm trying to do business with you, man.
Yeah.
And I'm not the type that will go in and buy the whole shelf full. I just want another one. I just want 2 of these troopers.
Yeah.
You can't have 1 trooper.
Oh, I don't have any.
So yeah, I mean that was the whole G.I. Joe fiasco.
Yeah, what a shit show.
They could have done that better, but you know. So apparently, I guess on August 14th, you'll be able to go online and order online, and hopefully they have enough stock.
I mean, yeah, if Target does, you know, like a capture or something to, you know, prevent fucking bots or whatever. If not, it's gonna be the same thing.
Yeah, or it'll be like, you know, the guys, and I don't know how they do it, but there were some guys on Instagram that he literally bought like 2 cases.
Yeah, 12. One guy had 12.
F them.
Well,
so mad about that.
Yeah.
For real, man.
Is that fair? Like, even like, do you have a hookup at Target that like does this for you? And it's like, don't do that. Like, you know, get 1 or 2, great, as a hookup, but like, don't like buy these cases and like throw it in everyone else's face that's trying to get them.
Yeah.
And people are trying to get them, not to flip them, because we want to own them, we want to have them. It's like, we're not trying to flip these.
I don't know. I mean, I've been seeing a lot of them on eBay for like, the lowest I've seen for the troopers was 65.
Yeah.
And then some people bought like 3 or 4 and were selling for like $300 for like 4 of them. It's like, my God, man.
I was mad because like when Grumps told me about it, I was like, all right, great, I'll go to my local Target, and he sent me the same screenshot that has like, oh, all these places have.
And Dunk finds everything. When I can't find something, he finds.
Yeah, and I go in, and I woke up early, and I was like, all right, cool. My local Target opens up at 8:00. Similar to your story, I showed up. There's one lady there, where her cart front of line. It was like $7.50. And by me, I don't have to worry about a bunch of people showing up. Like if I show up at 7:50, I'm probably the first person there.
Wow.
I saw a bunch of cars. I got worried. I was like, oh shit. Let me get the hell out of the car and jump in this line. There's only one lady there, and she was like, "Hey, are you here for the Lysol wipes as well?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, wait a minute, should I? I'm like, am I running low on Lysol wipes? Like, my whole, like, it just flipped the whole script. And I was like, all right, you know what? There's no one else behind me. Let me go get some Lysol wipes first, and then go see if I can find these figures. Because, hey, COVID's still out there. I want to make sure everything's clean.
Hey,
so, the funny thing is, like, everyone that was there was going for the Lysol wipes. So everyone was like speed walking to the Lysol wipes. It was like 6 aisles from the freaking register, right? So I was like, yeah, the only way you could get them is first thing in the morning, because you know, everyone's coming to Target to buy Lysol wipes, and I'm over here like, man, this is more important than FigLife right now. You know, I'm trying to survive to buy more figures later on in life, and I go to the Lysol wipe aisle, and it was like, the lady's like, yeah, you know, I heard the secret is that you get 2 and you just you go to self checkout and you scan one, pay for it, and then you scan the other one and pay for it. You do two separate transactions. Now I'm over here like, there's 2 separate tops. I'm like, one's green, one's yellow. I'm just getting these 2. I'm out.
Meanwhile, the G.I. Joes are flying off the shelf.
So then,
hey, we'll have to do like the G.I. Joes, like we do the Lysol wipes. Just 2 separate transactions.
Well, I was the youngest person there, so I was like, I'm pretty sure all these ladies are not looking for G.I. Joes. And I remember texting Grumps, and I was like, yo, I can't find these shits right now. I'm legit waiting by the stock door to talk to someone, right?
Oh man.
Someone pops out, and I was like, hey, quick question. I'm over here waiting for these GI Joes. You guys are showing 6 on stock right now. Where are they? And the guy was like, oh, they're supposed to come out to like 8/14. 8/14 is their stock date. 8/14. I was like, so I'm like, why the hell were you show them in stock then? Like, I'm like, listen. I was like, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Not only do they show them in stock, but they already have on the aisle the little placard that shows the name of that shows the name of the figure and where they're going to go. Why would you have that up 2-3 weeks before? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's something where, they have to. Who knows? I don't know.
It's so stupid. The whole thing is just so stupid. Hey, listen, guys. 8/14, don't show us in stock. 8/14, let us fucking go crazy for it. Like, all right, you received it. It's in the back. It's in the back in the stock, and no one's supposed to bring it out. Great. But, like, you know what? Obviously, someone's failing in other Target stores because some people still have it in hand. Yeah. People are buying cases of it. Hey, Target, stop fucking up. Guys,
Grumps, was it you that showed me or told me where somebody found one of these troopers just randomly on a shelf or something? They found it in the wild. So Target, and, I'm going through a third party, they basically sold it to him as a produce item.
Yes. That was like the initial, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, when they were first hitting stores, they were coming up as like produce. The right price, $20, but
no, that's when you have a friend of the cashier in the register working the cashier saying, all right, let me just weigh this item. Oh my God, so how many bananas did you get? And it's like, these bananas weigh exactly 55 cents per pound.
Target has defeated me. They wouldn't let me buy Arkham Asylum Batman and Joker McFarlane figs.
They wouldn't let
the street date. No. They were on the shelf. I went to the self checkout and they didn't ring up. And then somebody came over and literally took them out of my hands. Like, no, we can't sell them. Like, they were on the shelf. Like, I didn't just, pull it out of my ass. Target's been defeating me.
That's the worst. It's out already and you can't buy it. Like, yo.
Well, how did it get to the shelf?
Yeah.
That's like when you're a kid and you find out where your mom and dad hide the Christmas and you know what it is. Yeah. And it's something you really want, but you have to wait. Yeah. That's what that's like, man. We would find our Christmas all the time. And like, I remember one time it was like really cool Star Wars toys. Well, my brother woke up before everybody at the crack of dawn, went in and switched out everything under the tree. There you go. Switched out everything to where he got all the cool stuff.
What?
Yeah. Somehow Santa knew that wasn't right.
my parents, they legit were like, some stuff for Christmas was a surprise. Other stuff like we bought together, but I couldn't open till Christmas. Talk about fucking torture.
Oh yeah, when you pick out your own stuff, but you can't.
Oh my God. I hated it, but whatever. It is what it is. I was so happy at the end.
So, Grumps, what do you think of some of the Mezco reveals here during the con week?
Okay, so there was
Constantine,
Bishop, and my favorite one out of the 3 or 4, I forget what it was the Death Dealer.
The Death Dealer, he was cool.
Yeah, that was a really nice looking figure. Bishop, I don't have any. I could go either way. It doesn't matter. Constantine looked nice as well, but the Death Dealer was this is really cool.
Yeah, I think he's going to be popular.
Yeah.
Man, and then the John Wick fiasco.
Oh man, still going on.
Wow. No, what was crazy was that on Reddit.
Did you order one, by the way?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
My friend did. He's still waiting on his. But apparently, okay, and the deal with the Mezco fiasco was that there's two ways of paying for it. You can pay all up front, with PayPal, which is the recommended way to pay with Mezco, because that eliminates having to deal with their crappy billing system when the item is then available. NECA has been doing a lot of non-refundable deposits on some of their newer exclusives, where you'll pay like $20 down and then the rest is due, when it's available. Basically, you're securing your order. You're giving them enough money where they know that this is going to be a sold product, because NECA is Mezco is actually a pretty small company, and they basically rely on that entire figure selling out to be profitable. So it makes sense that, they want to guarantee that they sell out. So they've started doing these non-refundable deposits. I totally get it. It's not up, not everyone likes it, but you can buy another figure. So what happened was, people that bought the figure with a credit card put down, the $20 deposit, but then when the figure became available, their billing system would not charge the credit card for the amount, and kept, saying that the charge didn't go through, and then basically threatened to cancel their order.
Yeah.
And
in some cases did cancel.
Yeah, and people were just really going bad. And then, and this is not to talk bad about Mezco at all, because I love Mezco. I love their products, and I'm eternally grateful for the ones that they have put out, especially, the DKR and other Batman related figures. But one of their employees went on Reddit and was talking and basically giving like company trade secrets.
Yeah.
And then Mez came on and was like, that was pretty.
That was so odd. So odd.
Yeah, I was like, why are you doing this?
Yeah. On Reddit, of all places, I don't know. So the employee came on, is talking smack about the culture and the this and the. It wasn't a lot of smack, but it was things that I wouldn't say, certainly.
You can't say stuff about the company you're working for.
Well, especially, like the employee said, I don't want to say too much and give away my identity. I don't want there to be retaliation. But then later on in the Reddit article, starts really kind of giving some clues and information that you're like, man, if anybody that works at that company could probably pretty easily identify who that was, especially your boss.
Then, like you said, Mez came on, and I'm, skeptic. I was like, this is a bunch of, this happens, shit like that happens all the time. Whatever, that's not Mez. And Mez is like, well, I'll tell my social media guy to send out a tweet, verified tomorrow. And I was like, this is not gonna happen. Son of a bitch. 8 o'clock the next morning, Mezco Toys tweeted out verify, and everybody's head exploded. Like, whoa.
Yeah.
So that was definitely Mez, but I don't know if the employee guy, they have some strange business practices. I love Mezco like you, but that was just another strange thing.
Well, like they say all the time,
they're a company that doesn't reach out to fans a lot, at all, or do interviews.
Yeah, they're very private.
Yeah.
And that may be just, because the owner and the management just really doesn't feel the need to. I mean, their products advertise themselves. Why do they need to give interviews? For a small company, they've quickly become, the premier 1/12 scale line, when especially people that love the kind of style that they do and the cloth, and then they're all I guess some of their most popular stuff is their own intellectual property, which is the Gomez stuff. I don't get into the Roach love, but the body and the buck and the suits are all cool. But they put out some.
I like fell in love with Mezco. Like again, I was big on the Amigo as a kid, the cloth soft goods and whatever. And then to see this, I don't know when it was, 2014 or 15, when they did the first DKR, that was like, oh, this is right up my alley.
Yeah, that was like my dream come true.
Yeah.
To see that figure done in like a comic style.
And people still are trading and buying that figure to this day, trading it back and forth.
Isn't it nuts?
Its value is crazy. Value is crazy.
I have this one.
Yeah.
The only one I have.
That's the one I don't have.
Yeah. That's the one that.
And it's so dope.
Yes. Hold on to that. That goes for a good chunk of change.
Yeah.
They all do now. I mean.
Yeah.
And especially if you have the one. The black and white.
Oh, black and white. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like what they made 600 of those, something like
100.
that. 100.
Yeah.
Only made 100, and it was a Toy Fair exclusive.
The black and white, and then there's the Puerto Rican Comic Con, which is
the Puerto Rican one was just insane.
I've got that one.
Nice.
I got it from a guy, and at the time that I bought it, and it still is one of the most expensive figures that I've ever bought, and I couldn't believe that I was willing to pay for it. But I knew, and I saw the trend that this is only going to go, and it's only going to go up and be more difficult to obtain later on. And not that I don't think I've ever sold a Mezco, and I don't think I ever plan to. There may come a day when I'm ready to retire. But all those DKRs, I think I'll take. I've already told my wife. I mean, I'm going to build a mausoleum. You just put them all with me. But I knew that it'd be impossible to obtain right now at the price it's going at.
Yeah.
So
if you get into it now, unless you have a lot of money, forget it.
Yeah.
And it's hard to predict with the Mezcos which ones are going to be, inflate crazy like they do. Because, my God, I think the Moon Knight figure is one of the coolest ones that ever come out. You can buy that probably less than retail still.
Yeah, I need to get one of those. I think it's so dope. I love the Moonlight.
I love it. I think it's so cool.
I see other people's pictures and stuff, and I'm like, you know what? I need to get that.
The weapons are awesome.
The weapons are awesome. The figure's awesome. The multiple head sculpts are awesome. I just think because he's not that popular a Marvel figure.
Not yet. Wait till his movie comes out.
Wait till that series comes out, and then everyone will love him. One of my absolute favorite figures is the John Stewart Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Something about that figure. I don't know if it's just the costume or the facial expressions and all the, accessories and things. I love that figure. As soon as I saw it, I was like, I got to have this, man. This is such a cool figure. It's just
I was against it at first, but I'm glad I got it.
Yeah. It's one of those underrated ones that, until you have it in your hand, you may not think highly of it, but once you have it in your hand, you're like, this is so cool. And
dude, I'm sorry to cut you off. I feel that way about the Mezco exclusive blade.
Yes.
This is a nice piece of work.
Yeah.
The articulation and it is so weapons and everything.
I need to get the first one.
Yeah.
I don't have him. Yeah, and that's another one. It's like, this is such a really, really nice figure, but it didn't escalate and go up like like the other ones did. Who knows? It's hard to predict, but yeah, that whole Mezco thing, that was kind of interesting to kind of get a little insight into their company. They definitely need to upgrade their billing system.
Yes. It's just odd.
They can't be a small company by now. Like at this point, like you have to understand.
It's less than 20 employees, bro.
Yeah, less than 20 employees, and they, basically from this article, the system, the billing system that they work through, they kind of sounds like it's outsourced to another vendor, and they have to pay for upgraded bandwidth or whatever. Yeah.
Hey, Mezco. Hey, guys. I was operation manager for a real long time for this distribution company. If you guys need help, hey, listen, just hit me up. Everything Batman 219. I'd be more than happy to help you guys out. Trust me, it's not that difficult.
Yep.
So, I don't know. Just throwing it out there because, like, when it comes to shipping and like manufacturing or just making sure that everyone has what they need to get done, yeah, I can help you guys out. So, hit a brother up.
Let's switch over to some DC reveals. What did you guys think of the new McFarlane's con reveals?
Okay, so first of all, I wasn't happy that McFarlane got the license at first. I just was not happy. I was, oh man, this is gonna not be good or whatever. And I've totally gone on the other side. Like, yeah, outside of
you're no longer grumping. Yeah.
No, I'm not. I mean, I just got this guy yesterday, the animated Batman in the classic blue and gray.
That's a variant.
Yeah, it's a variant. It just looks nicer than the animated color. But anyway, it's not outside of the scale, which is 7-inch scale. These figures are great, and the 7-inch scale is, I guess, mandated by DC, from what I understand, or Warner Brothers or whatever. It's not a McFarlane thing.
Yeah, I'm curious about that. Why do you think that they went 7-inch?
No idea. But anyway, like you said,
buy more Batmobiles.
Reveals are amazing. People probably outside of us, people complain it's too Batman heavy, but man, I don't know. It's the Dark Knight's metal figures look amazing. Like they're ripped off the page.
Batman pays the bills. There is no doubt about it. And we're getting some reveals from the McFarlane line that are we didn't expect. We had Todd McFarlane on BatForce Radio a while back, and we were trying to get some hints from him. I was hoping to get, some clues, and especially some figures from like Batman Year 2. I really want the Reaper. Yeah. Because he drew the Reaper in, I think, book 4 of Batman Year 2. And he was like, you're thinking how I was thinking at first. You were thinking, oh, he's just going to make a bunch of figures that are characters that he drew for DC. But no, they're going with things so outside of the box now that, I guess the most popular reveal was the Flashpoint Batman Thomas Wayne.
Ooh, can't wait for that bad boy.
It's been a long time coming for us to get a fully articulated, comic accurate Thomas Wayne Batman.
It looks so good.
It does. I may have to get like 2 of these.
Look at the head sculpt on that figure. That is a mean looking Batman.
Yeah, he's ready.
That looks like a head sculpt that I would take off him and put on the regular Batman.
There you go. Yeah. Absolutely.
And I love how they got his, the spikes on the shoulders just right.
Yeah. His bat belt.
Yeah, this is an awesome figure. And then we're getting also the Azrael and Batman armor from Batman Curse of the White Knight, and that's
can't wait for that bad boy.
That one is like a real surprise because they have been going real heavy with the White Knight series from Sean Murphy.
Yeah.
Well, at New York City Comic Con last year, I remember Grunts was with me when I was talking to Tom McFarlane for a bit. And I was like, when you releasing the DC line? And he was like, oh, so we're starting in January, and of course, never failed. And I was like, and I asked him, I was like, anything coming out with the White Knight? And he gave me this smirk. And he was like, Sean Murphy's part of the plan.
Oh yeah, Sean Murphy's part of the plan. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like, I'm like, Tom McFarlane, this guy's such a gentleman. And I was like, holy, like I'm smiling right now because I was smiling this hard that time period when he said that to me, because I was like, of course I'm a huge fan of the Murph Dog, and I was just like, oh, I can't wait. And he was like, oh, you'll be excited. And I remember going to was it Toy Fair?
Toy Fair, yeah.
Yeah, Toy Fair. We couldn't get inside because we didn't have appointments, but like we were seeing all these pictures of all these.
No, we were right there by the booth, like drooling, like.
Yeah.
Because you could see it, but you had to be like, I don't know, 10 feet away or whatever.
Yeah, and then and Todd McFarlane just like walked by and like, yeah, guys, you take pictures over here. Yeah, I'm telling everyone, take pictures of these over here. Make sure you put it on Instagram. And it was like, oh my God, like you guys are right here. These are the toys coming out. And like I remember going to the bar and we go on our Instagram and we like typed in Tom McFarlane toy releases Toy Fair. And it was all these pictures, all these White Knight figures. And we did not see this Azrael coming. The way the Azrael has like.
Are you talking about the Saint Dumas Azrael or?
Yeah, I'm talking about that. That was it. Yeah. No, well, was he there? Was that part of that?
Yeah, it was.
It was. Yeah. But now with the armor,
now
that wasn't. Now it's like, wait a minute, where the fuck was this that day?
Yeah.
Man, I would have dropped my pants and would be like, hey, yo, Todd, I'm in there.
Yeah.
But,
no,
like,
I mean,
man, so excited. I'm pumped about it.
This Azrael is one of my nominees for Fig of the Year.
Yeah,
I mean,
think so.
Look how detailed it is.
Look, what I love is that these little things up at the top. These things. The back of it is a hard plastic. The front is a soft plastic, so that it's such a cool design.
I don't know how they managed that.
And then the sword, the flame actually comes off the sword.
Oh, what?
Yeah, you can just have the regular sword, or you can have the flame sword. And a guy showed me how you can modify it. Just basically heat it up with, like a hairdryer.
Yeah.
And there's a little notch here at the back. Heat it up with a hairdryer, get it warm, and then you can pull this down to the hilt so that the flame is actually over the entire sword versus it kind of standing up. But I mean, that's just a preference. Some guys like it, some guys don't.
The cross on the sword, doesn't it? The cross and Jesus on the sword.
Yeah, yes, it does have Jesus on the sword.
What?
I'm telling you, that sculpt they went crazy with that.
Yo, for $20, are you kidding me?
$20, bro.
And that's where, and that's one reason why I think it's probably Fig of the Year. You got the value at this price point with this much detail and thought process going into this figure. You can't beat it. I mean,
that's a company that cares, and it's a company about the collectors. McFarlane cares about the collectors. If you like a lot of people think McFarlane's this guy who's like untouchable and all this stuff. You approach him and you talk to him, he talks to you like you've been buddies for so long. Yeah. And it's like, and I feel like with his collection, he's treating it the same way. He wants.
He's like one of us, man, and he wants to play with cool shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And he's having a blast with these, and he's even diving. I think he loves this Murphy line a lot. He likes Sean Murphy a lot, and he loves what he's doing with the White Knight stuff. So that, he wants to put out everything like that.
Wait. Oh, man, I'd be so fucking pumped.
And then he's got, and we're also getting a lot of the, we got a Red Hood coming out.
Yeah.
That's a really good looking figure. We've got the Red Dick Grayson from the New 52. We've got another Flash.
Yeah, two different Flashes.
And then we've got, part of the metal line where we have the got the Joker that has, the Dark Angel wings, and we've got the Robins, the little demon Robins, and the demon Robins come with like 3 different head sculpts, so you can, you'll probably have to buy 3 of them if you want to have all 3 of the Robins.
It's gonna be 1 sculpt per pack, but they're gonna be, you're gonna have to go hunting for the other 2.
And we're getting a Greg Capullo style Batman.
Yeah.
Rebirth Batman, which that looks really cool. I'll be honest, that's not my favorite comic design of the suit. But it looks like what Capullo drew on the page.
Definitely.
And then we've got all the various characters from the Dark Knight's Metal universe, the dark universe that came through. And I think one of them is a Build-A-Figure. Is that correct?
Yeah, the Merciless is a Build-A-Figure.
Yeah. And then we've got Superman the Infected, that looks really cool. So I'm looking forward to those. I don't know how many of those I'll actually get, but they look like they're really well done. I like as far as like how the McFarlane figures compare to other lines. Yeah, they're a little bigger. Like you said, there's a 7-inch. So far, the articulation has been really good. I see, in some of the new metal stuff, they've actually built in like a butterfly shoulder for Superman, and looks like a small butterfly shoulder for the Batman. I wish that their ankles had more of a ankle rock motion to them. I think that have you gotten the new Dick Grayson Nightwing?
I have, all the Bat characters from the current wave. Yeah,
that's a really good looking figure.
It's nice looking. So is the background. They're not like in scale with the other ones.
Oh,
they're
really?
a little taller.
Okay.
But one of the employees from McFarlane Toys did some interviews, and he said that they were gonna get the scale correct.
Still working on that. Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
And then they've got a Deathstroke coming out.
Yeah, that's Arkham Origins stuff.
Arkham Origins. No, is it? They've got a Batman Arkham Knight, and then the Arkham Origins Deathstroke. Yeah. So we got a lot of Batman coming out with McFarlane, and Oh, speaking of McFarlane, I wanted to show you guys this beaut.
Oh my God!
It's the Batman black and white Todd McFarlane number 100 of the series. This thing is an absolute beast. Like, it is probably one of the biggest black and white statues so far. I think it stands from base to the top of the little bat cape thing. It's like about 9.5, 10 inches tall.
Wow.
And this thing it's pretty
'Cause
heavy.
they're usually like, aren't they usually like 6 inches or something to that effect?
Yeah, they're usually about in that 1/12
Yeah.
scale.
Yeah.
He's taller than that.
Wow.
But you got to go big for number 100, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, yeah, especially this one that from that iconic cover that he drew.
Still waiting for
123.
mine.
I will say I wish the base, because they all come on that Batman Signal logo base, and it's always the same. I wish that this base were bigger to kind of make it feel a little more balanced, because it's on such a small base and it's a heavy figure. Like, it's very top heavy. I've almost dropped it a few times. So I wish that the base were a little bigger. DC Collectibles, if you make a third edition, because they've already made the second edition of this. It sold out that quick. Yeah. It sold out so quick that they've already made a second. If you make a third, make that base a little bigger.
The base is going to be different on the second, but it's probably just like the logo or something.
Yeah, they said something about like the interior of the cape will be a shade darker.
Yeah.
Because the paint job, they've kind of gone to this new paint job where there's like implied shadowing and grayish highlights that make it really pop when you look at it. I mean, so yeah, this thing is awesome. I love it. Definitely recommend buying it if you get the opportunity.
I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna get it.
So, have you gotten anything new recently?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, of course, thanks to eBay and a bunch of other things. I'm gonna start with one of my newest things that I got that I was really happy about. Of course, I'm a big fan of Alfred.
Yeah.
And we're talking about all these lines and all this stuff. You know what? Alfred's a sleeper character in the Batman universe. But I think he's the most important character in the Batman universe. Come on, let's be serious. He's like his dad, his sidekick, and whatnot. So a couple of weeks ago, I picked up the Alfred Hush figure.
That's nice.
By DC Direct.
That's a must-have. I mean.
Yeah. You know what?
Are you going to open it?
Debating. I will, because you know what? I'm not gonna sell this shit. So.
Are you into like toy photography, or you just like to have the item to look at?
No, I like to have the item to look at. Like I'm working on the Alfred shelf. Okay. I do have Batman 16, first appearance of Alfred.
That's right.
Awesome. So with that, and then I think Mattel came out with the Alfred DC multiverse figure. I have that, and then I picked up on eBay. I don't want to get both figs. So I found someone that just sold the Alfred.
Oh, nice.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles figure separately. I got this for like $10. I'm like, didn't it cost $50 to get the 2-pack? So nice. I got this separately, of course, because you gotta get Alfred. So I'm working on an Alfred shelf because, again, like I said before, I think like Alfred's not just overlooked. Another thing I picked up, this Killer Moth figure.
Nice.
For Grumps. Grumps has me hunting, you know.
Yeah.
What line is that?
It's a Spin Master, right?
That's they took over the I guess the small 4-inch line from Mattel.
Okay. Yeah. The other thing I got recently, I came home and I had this package, right? And I'm like, whoa, it says Grumps on it. And I'm like, how the hell? What's going on? So I opened the package and I get really excited because Grumps got me this McFarlane, Detective Comics 1000 Batman fig. I was like, no way. And of course, he adds a note to it, FigLife, and I was like, all right, I guess I'm in there. But the most recent thing, another package I got, and I'm gonna give a shout out to my boy Cole Trez. He comes to visit.
Oh, that guy is awesome.
He's a great dude. He ended up, he messages me. He goes, "Oh, did you get a package today?" And I'm like, "What the fuck?" And he goes, "What do you mean?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And you get a package today. And I'm like, "I didn't order anything." I'm like, "You sent me some stuff?" I'm like, too many people know my address. So he gave me these, it's like Marty Adams presents Margot's Figs.
Yeah.
Give me a Joker. They give me a Harley Quinn, which is perfect because that's
is that cloth material?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And they're like 14 inches, I think.
Yeah, they're 14 inches. They're freaking amazing, and I can't wait to open this up. And once I get closer to finishing my bat cave here in the basement, I want to have them presentable with statues and such. But he sent me that, and I was like, "What the hell?" Like, I didn't buy it for myself, but
wow, that's cool because people that know you a lot of times they'll get you stuff that you never would have thought to buy for yourself.
Yeah,
that happens all the time, and it's like
that's the beauty of all this.
Yeah,
and then you reciprocate. You do the same thing. Again, Coles, thank you so much, man. Love you, brother. That was great. You have no idea what that means to me. Grumps, you already know. You sending me that fig.
Well, yeah, there's a whole story behind that.
But
a whole FigLife story.
The last thing I bought myself recently was diecast. Right? Is it diecast? Or it says Jada Toys Inc. They minimize these Batmobiles, and it went from the $20 ones with they're pretty huge, now the $10 ones. And this is what I was looking for. I want smaller ones because you know what? You end up buying these things and they take so much space up. But the only one I picked up was animated series because that's the Batman that I grew up with.
Right.
I didn't get that.
I was gonna get 89, but I'm like, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I get 89, then I have to get 66, and then I have to get the Tumblr. And I'm like, you know what? I grew up watching Batman animated series, and for me, that was big for me. So between animated series and DKR, that's where I hold my collection. If I pick up anything else that's dope enough for me to pick up, I will. But it's I can't. I'm trying to keep a marriage, man. I just can't get everything. I just can't get everything I want, Yeah. And so I stopped it at that. And yeah.
But you know what?
Sounds like you're not about that life. That's what it sounds like.
You know what though? Just limiting yourself to those two versions of Batman, that's good because they're never going to stop making just those two ever.
And they're going to continue. And they're going to continue taking my money.
Yeah. Because guess what?
Whatever.
Mafex is coming out with 2 Batman DKR Batman coming up. They're coming out with a Joker coming up. They're coming up with a animated series version. So
the new adventures.
New adventures. I mean,
it's not going to stop. You know what?
It's not going to stop.
They know the market. The market is the majority collectors.
Won't stop. Right.
The majority collectors are. There's a majority collectors. There are Batman animated series collectors. A lot of people who fall into DKR. A lot of us 80s, 70s, 90s babies were like, oh my god, DKR is a shit. Christopher Nolan wrote everything off of DKR. Dark Knight. Oh my God. Everything's dark now because of Frank Miller. All the cartoons. Oh, but all the cartoons. Nothing's great. Nothing's compared to animated series. But yeah. So there's a bunch of money. There's a lot of money to be made in this capitalist society when it comes to those two things.
Those Mayfix, those things are crazy. They're giving you hard plastic capes, and they're giving you wired capes.
Mm-hmm.
They know it's a collector.
That's a collector's wet dream to have both.
You just have to be real careful with their joints, man. I mean, that's the one thing with Mayfix that you know, I wish
get out of the packet sometimes.
Yeah, I have several of them, and I am like so careful with the pegs and the joints.
Yeah.
But the sculpts you can't beat. I mean, they look so good. Grumps, what are some of the new things that you've got hauled in lately?
All right, yesterday I already showed this guy, the animated McFarlane. I got some more of these Spin Masters little guys. This is like the Rebirth Batman. I opened that one. Damien with the hood over his head. At first
Wait, you found the Damien?
Yeah, this is Damien.
Where?
It's at Target. It's I think it just came out like recently.
I gotta find it.
What I like about this line, and you'll find with like these smaller lines and like Imaginext, they'll do every character.
Yeah.
Every single obscure villain that you could think.
Isn't that crazy that they get the license to do all these characters that like the 6-inch line doesn't get?
Dude, you got
that people would eat it up.
Yeah.
If it was 6-inch.
I let's see, Condiment King. What's going on?
So
it's Mustard Day.
Our friend Cult of the Batman collects Imaginext. Like I think he has them all the Batman related. I wouldn't be surprised if they had Condiment King because they have, they have just obscure characters.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to find the Alfred on that.
Oh yeah.
Nosferatu.
What?
Nosferatu.
Yeah.
Nosferatu. This is one of those things. I have zero interest in this. Zero. But then I watched the review and it's just like, this guy is pretty creepy. He comes with a coffin. He comes with these little rats. Yeah.
Wow. Great details.
Did you get it, Graf?
Oh yeah. And I mean, you know, I was kind of like you. I was a little bit on the fence, but I mean, I wanted, you know, one, he's a cool looking vampire. You know,
old school.
He came with like 3 different heads. Yeah. What really sold me on it was the coffin and the rats.
Yeah.
Because, you know,
there's rats in the coffin already.
And there's rats in the coffin because I was like, dude, I could make Kelly Jones Vampire Batman with this coffin, and I could throw them rats in other photos, you know, based in just a urban city area. Yeah. And, you know, this head sculpt, he fits on the Green Lantern figures. I can make him like an alien Green Lantern and whatnot, but also the hands are really cool. I mean, he's just a really fun figure. And plus they came with this awesome graphic print t-shirt of Nosferatu.
Yeah.
I mean, and came in like a lunch pail case. Yeah, I mean, people are doing all sorts of things with the coffin.
I've seen some great pictures with the coffin.
Yeah.
Especially like people. I've been seeing people do a lot of black and white photos with this figure.
Yeah.
It looks amazing.
He may get figure of the year too, just because he was just such a surprise and the quality that came out. And you know, he wasn't like a John Wick or Batman or a Joker or something like where
Right in
people
the
had
man's
like,
character.
well,
Yeah.
yeah, where people had like super high, ridiculous expectations. He was just kind of a cool exclusive that came out and met every expectation and surpassed them because he came with
Yeah.
all this cool stuff. I love him too.
So that made me hope for like, man, I hope to do some Universal monsters, Wolfman or Creature
Yeah,
from the Black Lagoon.
yeah, I'd
That'd
love
be
that.
dope. Wow.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
And again, he was another exclusive off Mezco where you had to put like, a deposit down and
Over the best.
well,
Yeah.
did it sell out as quick as like a lot of their other exclusives?
They did something new because it did sell out, and a few hours later they came back with like a second round for a later date.
Well, that was with the Ninja.
Yes, but they did it with Nosferatu as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they just did it with this new Golden Skull Ninja that's coming out.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for that.
You got that one. Good.
Yeah, because that's what I was really, when they started announcing their stay-at-home con reveals.
Yeah.
Everyone was expecting like maybe a new Batman or something like that, but I was like, man, they're going down this ninja path with Gomez. I need a ninja.
Yeah.
And sure enough, they did with the Golden Skull Ninja, where he looks so cool that you could like, obviously he comes with the Golden Skull head, but you could use other ninja heads and sculpts on him to make it.
Yeah.
So that was a cool one.
No, they're so good with the weapons, and my God, they give you so many weapons, and they're so well made and well painted.
My only complaint about it, and I don't want to sound negative, but the golden gas flame thing, I didn't need that. Give me
it's flimsy plastic, yeah.
Yeah, give me another weapon, another bow and arrow, maybe another head.
Another head would have been cool.
Yeah, another head would have been cool if you just wanted like a regular ninja head.
Yeah.
That would have been cool. I didn't need the gas bubble, the smoke screen bubble or whatever. I mean, it's cool if you're going to do like, or maybe if it was like a little bit more translucent instead of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good. Translucent.
But overall, I mean, it's going to be an awesome figure, and it looks like one that's going to be very articulated and flexible. Because that's one thing with Mezco is that you're not going to be able to pose them in like super ridiculous poses because they're just not that flexible, and that's not what they're trying to do with their figures. But
yeah,
his body looks like it's going to be a little bit more articulated.
Do you have any of the Gomez figures?
No.
See,
I've seen them on
figures. Yeah, they're the best articulation in the line.
Yeah,
that's insane to me.
What?
That's insane to me how the Gomez figures are like the best, and then it's like
the mascot.
Yeah, of course, and then it's and then you have like a Batman figure or whatever, any other figure you have to worry about.
Yeah,
it
is.
I get they have to protect their brand, but it's like, guys, come on.
Well, if you notice, and this is just my theory, and I'm part of some of these Facebook groups, and some of these guys, I don't know, man. They just wear me out, man. It's just a bunch of bitchin' nerds on there that they have no business sense.
That's everywhere you go. Anywhere you go.
They're a bunch of noobs, and they get in there and they just raise hell and cry and moan, and they don't know anything about the history of the company or have any relationship with Mezco. I hate to say it, and I'm not trying to brag, but there was a time when we actually had a good relationship with one of the employees at Mezco that designed a lot of the first wave.
Yeah.
And but you can see as the company's grown and probably become more profitable, they can invest a little bit more in some of the articulation of the figures. Yeah, I'm sure that they're holding some of their best goods, like you said, for the Gomez, which is like their mascot.
Yeah.
But I mean, even like that Diabolic figure, amazing. I love
Nice.
it. He
How
is.
many of those do you have?
I have 4 of them.
Great.
Yeah.
It's vastly underrated.
Vastly underrated because he's gonna, I'm planning a sequence of photo shots that I do. I have 4 of the Diabolics because I was gonna customize one as Bullseye and use the other 3 as like a gang, that were Batman was gonna be fighting this, thief gang. And once I got one of them, I fell in love with it, and I was like, I gotta need another one. And if I find another one cheap, I'll buy it too.
Yeah.
It's such a cool figure.
For around retail, yeah.
Yeah, it's such a good figure, and it comes with a lot of cool accessories.
Yeah. One thing that a lot of people, including myself, like I didn't realize until this year is, companies like McFarlane Toys and Mezco, like they're at the mercy of DC and Marvel.
Yeah.
If Marvel or DC doesn't want certain articulation for a character or whatever, even though it makes sense to us, these companies can't produce it. They have to, I guess, follow whatever laws are laid down by the license or whatever. So.
Yeah, and that's maybe one reason why the McFarlane ones are 7-inch, because it's kind of like, keeps them from competing with other 6-inch scale, but it's still within that size that it can pose well and photo well with other 112 scale figures. But there's got to be some kind of legalities with why they make it 7-inch and versus 6-inch or whatever.
This is all over the place with their scale. Yeah. I mean, historically, the icons,
those icons were awesome. They were just a little small. I loved them. I've got several of them.
Yeah.
No,
they were great.
I remember him saying like they're McFarlane size, and I was like, all right, cool, dude, we're with you. But yeah, it's kind of weird when it comes to it, but the figures are great. They're knocking them out, and we're getting more things that we enjoy. I just can't wait to see more White Knight stuff.
Oh yeah, I've got the White Knight Batman, and I got the White Knight Joker.
Napier. Jack Napier.
Yeah.
Yeah. How sick is that? Like, can like, all right.
And he comes with like that extra long gun.
Yeah. Like the original like Joker like bullshit gun that's not really shooting anything. But like, how sick is that? Like the fact that a comic story was so good that within probably what was it? Maybe 2 years?
Yeah.
Within 2 years, we see a figure.
No, we see a black and white that came out first.
Yeah.
And that is, I mean, that came out real quick.
Huge.
Most of those black and whites, one, they've got to be in the black and white comic first.
Yeah.
And then 2, it's several years before you see them.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, like, really? Like, this happened so quick?
I have the colored version.
You have the colored one?
Yeah.
The Hot Topic?
Oh, yeah, I got the Hot Topic.
Oh, man, I couldn't find it.
Oh, I didn't get that one. So.
You got to go to Hot Topic.
Yeah.
Well, this one was like at GameStop. It went for like $37, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Really?
I was like, "How many do you have?" I just said, "How many do you have?" We only got one, and I'm like, "I'll take the fucking one then."
$37, man. I got mine at think 80.
But like, can you understand? Like, of course, I'm a fanboy so hard right now. Like, Sean Murphy wrote a story, right? His Murphy verse, and it was so well done that within the next 2 to 3 years, you have black and white statues. You have McFarlane making, creating your toys, your figures, and making them realistic. You have a continuous Murphy verse that everyone's going crazy for.
Yeah.
You have multiple writers and artists who are jumping to the fact, jump into this Murphy verse, kind of like DKR in a way. And it's like it happens so quickly that like you're like an instant star. Like, he has a black and white statue, and I'm staring at it, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm like, man, I remember getting DK. I remember picking up White Knight 1. And I'm like, this is a dope cover, and I was like, oh, this is a pretty sweet. And I just said that, I'm like, this is a pretty sweet cover. I can't wait to read this book. And then I got home, my 1.5 hour commute. And I opened the first page, and I was like, why the fuck does the Joker want to talk to Batman? And I was like, all right, this is gonna be dope. And now it's like, we got figures, we got black and white statues, we got a continuation, and I'm like,
the universe is expanding.
Yeah, the universe is expanding, and I'm over here like, all right, so what's next?
What's next will be an animated movie, probably.
Why
That's
not?
my prediction.
Why not? Like, like,
this is when, obviously money talks. DC and Warner Brothers see the response, but like, wow, he's hitting on so many levels that, he's hitting on the animated series level. He's hitting on the 89 Batman level. He's hitting on,
he's selling figures.
Yeah, he's selling product. He's moving product, and then also other creators. He's hitting in their lane where they're like, man, this is what I grew up loving. I want to be part of this.
Yeah.
And, when you read the book, you can almost hear Kevin Conroy as Batman, and almost hear Mark Hamill as Jack Napier Joker.
Hands down.
And he'll admit he's an animated series fanboy, and it's probably about the closest thing we'll get in relation to an animated series comic. Besides, I know that they recently started putting out like the Batman, the Adventures Continue books that are based on animated series, but this is the White Knight stuff's kind of a big mixing pot of everything, and everyone's finding something in it that they really like and enjoy. So DC knew that we got to strike while the fire's hot and get this stuff, and we've all
just make it animated, make it an animated series or movie or something already, because I'm so pumped about it.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know, like we're talking about figs.
Yeah.
The continue the figures.
My figs. Shaolin Batman owes me some figs.
Oh yeah, I gotta go over and pick him up.
He owes me a fucking Batman, Jack Napier, and Azrael.
Oh,
if that's the case, bro. If that's the case, I might make that part on my trip, and I go there first, and then pick everything up and make sure we all, Dunk deliveries.
Yeah.
That's what Dunk does. Because Slam Dunk is a mailman.
Hey, Karl Malone.
He always delivers. Karl Malone, exactly. Although I'm a Jordan fan, so nothing beats that. So I had that drive.
Well, we've covered a lot, guys. I mean, I think for episode 1 of Grumps and Gramps, we've covered quite a lot of ground, and they're like we've said earlier, they're never going to stop making more Batman toys, but with what they're doing now with other properties, I can't wait to see what figures look like in the next 10 years. Hopefully I'm still collecting at that point, but
is it nuts like what it became like
yeah.
we were happy with like arm movement or
yeah,
like leg
just
movement.
just in the last 5-6 years,
Yeah. What's your favorite fig?
What's that?
What's your current favorite fig? Like your favorite figure? Like right now. Not like you could say anything that
if your house were burning down, which one would you go
the
run?
BVS
Exactly.
Batman. Mezco BVS Batman is great to me. That's how I would grab.
The Batfleck.
That's
okay.
I said it earlier, like I mean, thank God I'm in a position to, collect this stuff, but I normally don't buy doubles. And that one I had to get a double. It's the only Mezco double that I have. And Shaolin Batman hooked me up with it actually.
Cool. All right.
How he comes in. How about you?
Well, for me, actually, I'd go and grab a handful of all my DKR Mezcos.
Yeah, you have one. Yeah, the big one, bro. Yeah, the big one.
It'd have to be. Can I compromise and say 2?
One, bro. It's just one. That's it.
It would probably be
What would make you? All right, so this is us, right? This is us as a crazy ass fucking girl TV show, and it's like I watched it and I cried. I'm sorry. So the dad runs in and he's trying to save the day. You're that dad, right? You're trying to save the day. And all you have one opportunity to pick one item.
Well,
one figure item.
I'll say it like this. I'll say it like this, man. My wife and I, we talk a lot about my ongoing collection. I just equate it to, hey, man, look, you're constantly buying shoes, purses, whatever. I don't say shit, but this is the collector's life, when you're married and stuff like that. I love you, honey. I love you. But we have these conversations a lot, and I told her one time, I'm a musician, and not by trade, but just I've been a musician my whole life, and I asked her, I was like, hey, if this so and so band called and said, hey, they needed a guitarist to go on tour, and we're gone 1 to 2 years, would you have a problem? No. I was like, would you sell my shit? Because if you sold this one item, there'd be papers served. If you sold that Mezco DKR Puerto Rico, there'd be papers served. Yeah. She knows that. And it's, we tease about that and all good fun, but yeah, that's probably
such a nice figure.
I don't know why that wasn't like the regular release.
From my understanding too, like hearing stories as recently as during this pandemic, hearing stories from people, figure reviewers, that was available like on the last day, even though people were not in Puerto Rico, it just wasn't a thing, I guess. It was just still available on the last day, like, to buy.
Well, from what I heard was that, they got invited to the Puerto Rico Comic-Con, and Puerto Rico Comic-Con wanted to have its own Mezco exclusive, and they were like, okay, well, we've got this version, I guess, that we haven't sold yet, so let's take a few of these down there, and that'll be the version that we sell and only at the Puerto Rico Comic-Con. And maybe that's, one reason why it's the one of the probably the second highest prices because it was only available there. It may be a very limited run. Usually probably around 500, I guess, made. I don't know.
In and around that, I guess.
But it's also probably the best looking one.
I think it's the best looking one.
Yeah. So that's the one that I would.
The light blue one, and I had the black black cape version.
Yeah. And I love that one too. That first black version. Even though it's basic and it's the black version, it's probably my second favorite one.
Freaking dope.
So what about you, Dunk?
Well, I have. I'm not really sure. I have this one.
Grab that fucking Prime one.
Wow, yeah.
You couldn't even carry that thing.
Shit, boy.
Yo, let's talk about Prime ones. No, well,
that's
that motherfucker over your shoulder.
That'll be episode 2.
Well, I have my 2 Prime 1 boxes for the DKR just sitting there because I don't know where to put them. I'm like, oh man, I have to buy some shit. I obviously I worked on my bat cave recently and I got everything rebeamed, sheetrocked, painted, insulated, this whole night. So I brought everything downstairs and I brought these 2 huge ass boxes and my wife is like, what the fuck are these? And I'm over here like, oh, it's one statue. And she's like, there's one statue in 2 boxes. And I was like, you'll see. And so I've been sitting on these 2 boxes for the last 2 months. So I'm like, I don't even know how can I present them. But when it comes to like figures, of course I got this one DKR one with the rifle such. Yeah. But one of my favorite figures that I hold on to, and I'm very grateful to have. I want to thank, of course, Cult of the Bat. He was just like, if you want to, let me know. I'm a huge fan of Nightmare Batman.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I'm a huge fan of it. I have the Funko. I have this, and
come on, Gramps. Let's be honest.
Hey, you know what? I don't judge people for what they like.
You're gonna say some shit. No, but like I was like, and part of me, and why I'm a fan of it, because it's like it's so off when I'm used to Batman.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like I remember seeing it, and I was like, what the fuck am I watching right now? Like, okay, I'm like, all right. I didn't think it was gonna become figures or anything, and then I was like,
I remember seeing that the first time. Like, this motherfucker must be hot as hell.
Yo, in the desert with a leather jacket on? Like, whoa, take that shit off, man. It's hot out. So
that was the first thing I thought.
Yeah, same. But then I remember like it was a dope scene, and I remember like just watching him over the cliff, and you see the Omega sign, and I was like, yo, so I'm just about to go down. And I remember being so excited watching that. And I was like, yo, Nightmare Batman's fucking dope. And then it just died there. And apparently, according to our future projections, we're in August now, right? August 1st. And after the next 4 months, we get the Snyder cut. So I'm over here like, all right, cool. So we're gonna find out what's going on with Nightmare Batman, and I'm just a fan of it because it's different. It's not just Batman. Batman's in the desert trying to figure things out and beat Superman or whatever the Snyder cut to show up. So that's one of my favorite figures. I don't know, because it's just so weird. And he has guns. He has an AK-47. It looks like he has a Desert Eagle or something. I don't know. I don't know guns too well, but I'm over here like, all right, what the hell is this Batman gonna do that other Batmans haven't done? So as a figure, I'm excited about that, but can't wait to see my White Knight figures as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think we lost Grumps.
Yeah, see if we can
Hold on. We got to add him back. He said his iPad died.
That happens. All right.
Let's get him back on. Technical difficulties during the. There he is. Technical. Yeah.
Oh, is that Mets shirt? Jesus Christ, bro. Take that shit off.
All right. Well, I think that's a good stopping point for episode 1 of the Grumps and Gramps show presented by BatForce Radio. We want to thank the Dope Knight, Dunk, Everything Batman 219 for joining us. And
anytime, man. Anytime.
Looking forward to more Fig reviews and talks about collectibles and whatnot in the future. So, all right. This is Grandpa Batman. He is the Grumpler. That's the Dope Knight. Dunk. Everything Batman 219 signing off. Thank you very much.
Buenas noches.